And good afternoon to you. With 3 races left in the season, the title battle has now reached its near crescendo. The title can't be won tonight, but for championship leader Valtteri Bottass, he can get within 1 race of his first ever TRL championship title. We've headed from Abu Dhabi last week to Texas on this Saturday afternoon, and we welcome you along to round 10 of 12 in Season 5 of Turbo Racing League from the Circuit of the Americas. I'm Mr. Stone, back for the last 3 races of the season, this week joined by a friend I've known for over 5 years, the wonderful LiamTalksMotorsport. Oscar proving the fact that he means business. He's never really had a chance to win a TRL title. He's never gotten close enough. Some could argue this season he's not close enough, but he has the outside chance of pulling off, I suppose, the biggest shock title comeback in TRL history towards the final corner. It has looked like it's been a good lap. Is it enough to put him on to first position? It is, and it's by 0.5 of a second.
Wow, first driver
1 minute 30.911. Great lap. Can Titan do the unthinkable and make Q2 for Haas? He comes up towards the line. Isn't an improvement by 2.5 of a second, but he stays 16th, which means it's all down to Wapping to whether he makes it into Q2. Final corner up towards the line. It's a 1 minute 32.1. He goes into 7th, and he makes Q2. Oscar on top by nearly 0.5 of a second from Sweaty in second for McLaren. Hecker on third for Mercedes, with Bottas, Smolchek, Excusu, Wapping, Westrizi, Sam Rose and Ryan Zappa rounding out the top 10. Theo, Chris Rahman, Marcus, Mr. Business and Exfirto made it through. TJ Rexy and Titan eliminated on the virtue of them being the 2 slowest drivers that recorded a time. Racing Diabetes is 18th. Magnus Sheep will start from the back of the grid in 19th after serving his qualifying ban. We're all but ready for Q2 here at the Circuit of the Americas. As he heads up towards the line, it's been a decent enough lap from the championship leader in that Kick Sauber. Up towards the timing line. What is it going to be? Another big slide coming out of the final corner. 1 minute 32.073. We will ride with Oscar though as he comes through, as he's invalidated his lap, so Oscar will have to go again. We have got the Ferrari of Ryu Zappu coming up towards the line. Exfirto 1 minute 33.205. But here comes Ryu Zappu. He's only around 2.5 up. And he's on the medium compound tire. A Smolchek goes to the top of the timesheet. 1 minute 31.711.
Into first.
Sam Rose on a flying run, as well as Excusu. Excusu invalidated his...
Whoa! He's into the wall!
Sam Rose hits the wall!
And
I'm not sure how he's done that.
I think
his
he lost,
Q2
he lost
is ruined.
The car, and he is going to have to get back to the pits.
Right, Zappu 1 minute 1/10 up in the first sector as well. Who's coming up first towards the line out of that group in danger? I believe it is Marcus. Oh, sorry, it's Wapping. So the 2 rebels are going to follow each other towards the line. Wapping at a 1 minute 32.203, and he's over half a second up in the middle sector. Flicks it left with the penultimate time. Flicks it left one more time. Is it going to be enough to get him into Q3? Will there be 2 Red Bulls or 1 in Q number 3? Wapping goes into 6th. Marcus doesn't make Q3. Now it's over to the 2 Ferraris. Ryu Zappu 4.5 up in the middle sector. He said that he just wanted to keep it clean this weekend, but a spot in Q3 would help that cause quite a bit. Up towards the line, 1 minute 31.638. His teammate doesn't make it, but the Q3 lineup is set. But the big shock of the session is Sam Rose spinning and losing his front wing, followed by him invalidating his final run. Your Q2 order then, Sweaty first from Bottas in second. It was a dramatic session with Hecker on in third for Mercedes, but crucially, the gap between Bottas and Hecker on 0.4 of a second or in and around it. Oscar 4th, he needs a big Q3 after a poor session here. Theo 5th, Ryu 6th, the rest of the top 10, Wapping, Smolchek, Excusu, Mr. Business, Westrizi, Marcus, Chris Rahman, Exfirto, and Sam Rose going out in Q2. Q3 coming up next, as he heads through the triple right-hander of corners right about now. 5th gear, 6th gear. Won't make it into 7th. He's only got 10% battery left. He'll flick it left 2 more times through turn 19 and then up the hill towards turn 20. He's invalidated his lap again, and Oscar's qualifying goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, you can just see slightly going over the limit there, heading out of turn 19. And I've said it several times already in the session, you cannot go over that line, otherwise, well, what happened to Oscar will happen to you. and it's very easy to invalidate your lap around here. But Oscar's clearly not listening to my advice because he's going full beans coming into the end.
Why would he though? Why would he though? But we're not going to ride on board with Oscar. Sweaty once again gets a magnificent tow from his teammate. McLaren's teamwork is up there with some of the best examples we've ever seen in TRL, and he is 1.5 tenths or so around in the middle sector. Of course, he has a he's got a huge gap at the top of the timesheets as Theo goes 5th for Racing Bulls. He's at the front of the 3rd row, but not for long because Hecron goes into 3rd position. We remain on board with Sweaty as he comes into the penultimate corner. He's reserving for the 2nd time in 2 weeks, and he is about to get a TRL pole position. Is he going to improve? Small slide out of the final corner. 1 minute 30.117 to secure pole position. Next up to the line, though, is Bottass. He has a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking, which we didn't see. What is it going to be? 1 minute 30.2, and he's inches away from getting pole position.
Zappu.
Oscar's invalidated a 3rd run, and Oscar starts 10th.
And that is disastrous for Oscar. Maybe if he'd listened to my advice, maybe he could have gotten a little bit better. But to be fair, 8 drivers only within 1.5 seconds of each other, whapping and Oscar the only exclusions there.
Here's your order then for qualifying in Q3. Sweaty gets pole position for McLaren by 1/10 of a second. However, Bottass will have a 5-place grid penalty. It will be Ryu Zappu who's on the front row for the US Grand Prix. The rest of the order without the grid penalty. Smotchek in 4th position, Hecker on 5th, Mr. Business 6th, Theo 7th, Excusu 8th, with Wapping in 9th. Oscar couldn't even set a lap time due to invalidations. The US Grand Prix, which could decide the World Championship, is live and uninterrupted. And of course, it is next. But it will be Sam Rose who will go into 15th spot and be the last driver of our 19. Form the grid. We are all but ready to go for what could be a crucial race in the championship fight from the Circuit of the Americas. We go to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights with Sweaty on pole. The US Grand Prix is underway. It's a good launch from Sweaty, despite the fact he was held back a few meters. It's a decent enough launch from Ryu Zappu as they all head up towards turn 1. Sweaty just about holds on to 1st position with Zappu in 2nd. Smotchek and Hecron go wheel to wheel as they head down the hill towards turn 2. Mr. Business going all out of sorts as they head down through the 2nd corner. As Theo goes in front of him, nobody's spun out so far, but TJ Rexy, as I say, that has.
Whoa.
The Aston Martin man is down to 19th position, but Sweaty leads the US Grand Prix from the front with Season 2 champion Ryu Zappu in 2nd. Smotchek and Bottass from 7th up to 3rd immediately, and we have Smotchek falling through the field as well as Oscar.
Oscar has had an incident. We'll have to get a little check at what's happened to him, and he's right at the back. And
his front wing is an end plate of his front wing has also come off as well. So if it finishes like this, Bottass will be the World Drivers' Champion. He only needs to outscore Oscar by 6 points tonight. 28 laps, around 45 minutes, to see whether Oscar can somehow find his way back into the championship fight on this first lap of 28. Ryu Zappu is right in the back of Sweaty. Sweaty a little bit closer than what Ryu was to him in the last lap, using a little bit of his battery. Both drivers around the same level. Yellow flag coming down towards turn 11. I'm not sure what that was for, but Sweaty regains the lead of the US Grand Prix with a nice neat overtake on Ryu Zappu. Mr. Business also gets past Wapping coming down the straight as Heckeron dives up the inside trying to make a move now. Can't make it. And Mr. Business has a slide and loses a lot of ground.
And he's dropped down from 4th down to 8th. He's battling with West Risey, and can he get ahead in towards turn 16, turn 15, 16? No, he can't. This is a brilliant battle for 4th here, and I love how just Bottass is just in the middle of nowhere, just chilling in 3rd, watching the battle ahead with his popcorn and looking in his mirrors, watching Wapping hold on for dear life against Huckron.
Well, of course, the racing hasn't been the best in TRL as of late. We've had multiple controversies about FIA officiating. The drivers threatened to strike at the end of last week's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Wapping makes contact and we have a yellow flag because Racing Diabetes has gone around and we have a safety car.
And that is big news for the race. Racing Diabetes.
And it's big news for Oscar.
And it's big news for Oscar, yes, because Oscar now is back in the race potentially.
Ryu Zappu pits at the front of the field. We'll come back to you in a second. Oscar is the top 3 pit, and Sweaty with an incredible move.
Whoa!
Sweaty channeling his inner Sebastian Vettel in the 2016 Chinese Grand Prix, and Sweaty takes the lead of the race for now. But it's the battle of the pit crews. Theo gets a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision, and Sweaty comes out on top in the pit battle as well. So Sweaty catching Ryu Zappu napping. What an incredible bit of racecraft there from the McLaren driver to take the lead of the US Grand Prix.
May I ask if it's illegal to send it that dangerously in safety car, under safety car conditions?
Ryu does report him. Thanks for being a little bit of a snitch there, Oscar. But considering the fact that you are now in 15th, you are pitting, going onto the hard compound tire and changing your front wing.
What's happening here?
Do you feel... Sweaty's been disqualified because he overtook Ryu under the pits.
Nice.
Gets ahead of Sam Rose. Oscar gonna follow him through. Is Oscar gonna go for the double move here? Oh, there he goes, in nearly a bit of contact between the two of them. Smolchek
is very wide, and Oscar has to take this opportunity. Realistically, he's gonna have to go right around the outside through turn number 13. He makes another bit of contact with Smolchek. Has a good opportunity to send it down the inside. Does send it down the inside. Contact made, but he manages to hold on. More contact made. Small slide to the rear. Oscar starting to lose his head. As Smolchek has a moment.
Arnaud and Villeneuve at Dijon Heritage right there.
Smolchek and Mr. Business now colliding. Smolchek is way off the track. What is happening to Smolchek? He goes from 9th to 12th in the space of 4 corners. It's more than midway through. There is a good chance the Titan might be lapped here. Oh, Ryu Zappu picks up the penalty.
And just like that, Bottas is on for the win.
He would like to finish first on track, but he's going to win the race overall, and he's going to win the championship. Excusez goes past Hecron. Hecron makes contact with Excusez. Hecron's going nearly around. Wapping goes into 4th. It's all kicking off in the back, but somehow Hecron survives.
And Excusez going for the move now, and guess who's in there? Up in 6th
Oscar is!
Oscar has come out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness. How many points does 6th place get you? Only 8. So Bottas is outscoring 17 by 11 at the moment. We're on to the penultimate lap of the race. Oscar just needs to make up a couple of more positions. But if Bottas wins the race, the title race is over. Ryu Zappu is 3 and a bit miles away from winning the race on track, with Bottas in second, just a minute and a half from winning the TRL Championship. Theo has a small look to the inside, slides through turn 1. Bottas makes a bit of contact with Ryu Zappu, but it doesn't matter in the slightest. All he has to do is bring the car home, and the championship is truly his. Sam Rose, who was his championship rival in the very first season ever of TRL back in 2022 and into 2023, has picked up a 3-second time penalty. He has fallen off in the last few years, but Bottas has done far from that. He's had poor seasons in the past, but he has always been there to prove why he is one of the best drivers in TRL. He will have one more chance to take the lead of this race, and look how close he is to Ryu Zappu. He's going to use all of his battery. He's going to use DRS. Ryu will defend to the inside. Bottas will have to go the long way around, but he takes the lead of the US Grand Prix, and he's going to win the championship by winning the race on track.
And Theo's gone down the inside of Ryu Zappu, so it's a brilliant move.
But let's not forget that Theo also has a time penalty, as we'll take you through the last couple of laps, the last couple of corners, I should say, of the US Grand Prix. What a way to win a world championship it has been. Bottas had to outscore Oscar by 6 points tonight, and he has done exactly that. And he is going to win the world championship in the best way possible. 2 more corners to negotiate. Flick it left for the penultimate time, then flick it left for the last time, and for the first time ever, Valtteri Bottass is the TRL World Drivers' Champion!
And he does a little flick spin coming across the line. Still got the battle for 4th going on. Oscar's up in 4th, and this is incredible. So as it stands, Theo might be on for a podium here, and is he? He's got a podium. Theo's gotten the podium.
Hecron doesn't get the podium.
Theo takes the podium.
Theo does instead.
14,000.
But we have crowned a new Drivers' Champion tonight, and his name is Valtteri Bottass, who wins it for the first ever time after 10 seasons of trying. He's finally done it. He is the TRL champion, and Kick Sauber get their Finnish championship 3-piece. And for the first time ever, he is the world champion in TRL. And what a way to go and do it. He wins the US Grand Prix after 47 minutes of incredible racing. Ryu Zappu finishes second, Theo third, with Heckeron in fourth position. Oscar Magdashi, Pastrizi, Wapping, Excuso, and Chris Rahman round out the top 10, with Xfirto, TJ Rexy, and Sam Rose the last finishers. Titan was lapped, Mr. Business, Smotcheck, Racing Diabetes, Marcus and Sweaty all retired